Hello everyone, this is John from Intrigue Gaming. Today I have a Game Boy Advance pickups video for you. I recently picked up about 6 games on the Game Boy Advance and just wanted to share what I got with you. So, first off, game I picked up recently, F-Zero Maximum Velocity. It's basically like the Super Nintendo version. Lots of fun.
F-Zero Maximum Velocity was developed by ND Cube and published by Nintendo in the spring of 2001. F-Zero on the Game Boy Advance takes place 25 years after the Grand Prix in the Super Nintendo version, and it is the only F-Zero game not to feature Captain Falco, Samarua, Goro, and Pico, and Dr. Stewart. This game plays very similar to the original, where you are tasked with racing hovering ships in a Grand Prix. There are 5 races in the 4 series, with the goal being to win while keeping your ship intact. At time of release, Maximum Velocity received high reviewer ratings and currently has a Metacritic score of 83. This game really doesn't add much to the original F-Zero, but doesn't need to, since the original game is a definitive classic. F-Zero Maximum Velocity is a pretty good racer. I rated it 7 out of 10, a good addition to any Game Boy Advance collection.
Another game I've been looking for a while at a decent price, and I was finally able to find it, is Gunstar Heroes. Lots of run and gun fun action game.
Gunstar Heroes, or Gunstar Future Heroes if you're in Europe, was developed by Treasure and published by Sega in the fall of 2005. Gunstar Heroes is a run and gun game that takes place after the events in Gunstar Heroes on Sega Genesis. You play as either red or blue, fighting the Empire on 4 different moons that were created after the destruction of God of Ruin, the final boss in Gunstar Heroes. On each moon, you're tasked with recapturing a treasure gem to restore the balance to the world. Gunstar Heroes received a mostly good reception at time of release and has a current Metacritic score of 83. After playing this game for a while, I would have to agree and give it a solid 8 out of 10. Another great game to add to your collection that seems to just keep rising in price as time goes along.
I've been enjoying a lot of RPGs on the Game Boy Advance lately, so I decided to add another one to my collection. Here I have Lufia, The Ruins of Lore.
Lufia, The Ruins of Lore was developed by Atir Double and published by Atlas in North America in the spring of 2003. Lufia is a classic RPG with turn-based battles. It is a side story of the main Lufia series. You mainly play as Eldon, an adventurer adding multiple members to your party as you traverse a war-torn world in search of a monster by the ominous name The Beast, before Ragul can take control of him and rule supreme. Like most RPGs, you upgrade your character gear, stats, and job as you progress the story, with some twists and turns along the way. Lufia is a series I'm pretty new to, and I'm glad I picked this game up. I just can't get too many RPGs in the collection. At the time of release, the game received an above-average critique and currently has a Metacritic score of 76. I've really been enjoying this great game, and I would rank it at 8 out of 10. If you're a fan of classic RPGs, this game is a must-get.
A series I've always enjoyed and got the portable version now, Donkey Kong Country, and was able to get the second one, Donkey Kong Country 2, complete in the box with the manual, all the inserts, and of course the game.
Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 was developed by Rare and published by Nintendo. The first game saw release in 2003 and the second one in 2004. Donkey Kong is a side-scrolling platformer. Both games, in most parts, are ports of the original on the Super Nintendo, with some added features such as the addition of different minigames and modes, some other small changes. In both games, you are able to save at any point rather than only being allowed to save at Candy Kongs, like in the Super Nintendo. The game follows the stories of the original releases, with fun platforming and engaging boss battles as you traverse each area. At the time of release, both games received high scores from most gaming news outlets, As for me, the games are a good representation of the original, but lack some fidelity in sound and graphics. The added minigames seem put together last minute to bolster the game's content and did not grab my excitement or attention. Overall, a great way to play the classic series on the go, but not as good as the original. I would give the Game Boy Advance series of Donkey Kong 7 out of 10, a decent addition to anyone's collection.
Another game I've been wanting for a decent price and was finally able to find it is Double Dragon Advance. It's a port of the arcade game.
Double Dragon Advance is a remake of the original arcade game from 1987. It was developed by Million Studio and published by Atlas in November 2003. Double Dragon Advance is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. You play as either Jimmy or Billy on a mission to rid the city of the dangerous Shadow Warriors and rescue Billy's girlfriend from their clutches. The original moves in the arcade version are available but have been augmented by adding several other moves from the console versions. At the time of release, gaming news outlets rated the game very well, scoring an 8 out of 10 on average. After playing this gem for a few hours, I agree it's a great classic beat 'em up with some intense action, fun boss battles, and with some humor splashed in. If you can find this game for a deal, I highly recommend it, as the price on this one seems to be slowly but steadily climbing.
That'll do it for all my recent pickups on the Game Boy Advance. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please comment, share, and or subscribe. Hope you guys have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, like, share, comment, and or subscribe. See ya!